Hello guys, I am back with a new video and a new lesson. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about English tenses, form and use. In this part, we'll be done with simple present, present continuous, simple past, and past continuous. So let's start. The first one is simple present. How do we form simple present? Verb in the infinitive except for the third person singular, he, she, and it, which takes an S. Example, I like potatoes. He loves his wife. So here we add an S to the verb love because we have he. Okay? So when do we use it? A, to talk about things in general, to say that something happens all the time or is true in general, no matter whether the action is happening at the moment of speaking. Example, the earth goes round the sun. Okay? It's a scientific fact. So it's true and it's not going to change. Nurses look after patients in hospital. It's something that everyone knows. When we say how often we do things for repeated or habitual actions, frequency and it's always used with frequency adverbs. Always, sometime, often, and never. Example, I get up at 8 every morning. Anne doesn't often drink. C. With future reference, generally used with timetable. Examples, the concert begins at 7:30 and ends at 9:30. The plane leaves at 7:25 minutes. The Prime Minister comes next week. Okay, let's move to the next one is the present continuous. So the form, subject plus verb to be in simple present, which is is, are, plus verb plus ing. Example, I am writing a letter to my parents. In this example, the subject is I, then the verb to be in simple present is plus the verb is writing, write. Then we added ing and it's become I am writing. And in the sentence is in the affirmative form. The next example is an interrogative sentence. Is he living in London now? So when we have a negative sentence, we start with is or am or are plus subject plus verb plus ing. Is he living in London now? Is he writing a letter now? Is she playing a guitar now? Is she playing the guitar now? Okay. The third example, they are not playing tennis at the moment. And this sentence is a negative sentence. So what did we do? We only added not. Okay. Subject plus is, are, plus not, plus verb, plus ing. They are not playing tennis at the moment. They are not watching TV. Okay? So when do we use present continuous? A, when we talk about something that is happening at the moment of speaking. Examples, please don't make so much noise. I am studying. So that's what are you doing at the moment of speaking? What am I doing right now? I am explaining present continuous. Okay? Where is Margaret? She's having a shower. B, when we talk about something which is happening around the time of speaking, but not necessarily at the time of speaking. Tom and Anne are talking and drinking in a cafe. Tom says. Another example, I am reading an interesting book at the moment. You see? C, we often use it when we talk about a period around the present. We usually have this time reference, today, this year, this summer, this week, okay? You are working hard today. Yes, I have a lot to do. Tom isn't playing football this year. He wants to concentrate on his studies. D. We also use the present continuous with a future meaning when we are talking about something that we have already arranged to do. It's like a plan. What are you doing tomorrow evening? I am going to the theater. So you already planned for it. And that's it. So we use, it's an arranged plan. Next, simple past. The form subject plus verb plus ed. This is with regular verb. Irregular verbs, you have to memorize them. So we added ed to the verb with regular. You called Debbie. This is an affirmative sentence. We added ed. For interrogative sentence, we only conjugate the auxiliary do and it become did. Did you call Debbie? For negative sentence, the third example, he did not call Debbie. So we conjugate the verb do and in simple past it become did. And plus not. You did not call Debbie. Okay. When do we use simple past? A. Completed action in the past. We use the simple past to express the idea that an action started and it finished at a specific time in the past. Sometimes the speaker might not actually mention the specific time, but they do have one specific time in mind, okay? Examples. I saw a movie yesterday. Here, the verb is see. It's an irregular verb. I didn't see a play yesterday. You see? Next one, the second one was in negative sentence. So we only conjugate verb do, the auxiliary, and see, say in the infinitive form. Last year, I traveled to Japan. So travel is a regular verb, so we added ed. Last year, I didn't travel to Korea. Did you have dinner last night? She washed her car. B. A series of completed action. We use the simple past to list a series of completed action in the past. This action happened first, second, third, fourth, and so on. Example. I finished work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. Did you add flour, pour in the milk, and then added the eggs? C. Duration in the past. So we also use simple past with a duration which starts and stops in the past. A duration is a longer action often indicated by expressions such as for 2 years, for 5 minutes, all day, all year, etc. Examples. I lived in Brazil for 2 years. Shuana studied Japanese for 5 years. They sat at the beach all day. Did not stay at the party the entire time. We talked on the phone for 30 minutes. How long did you wait for them? We waited for 1 hour. So it's a specific time. D. Habits in the past. The simple past can also be used to describe a habit which stopped in the past. It can have the same meaning as used to. To make it clear that we are talking about a habit, we often added expressions such as always, often, usually, never, when I was a child, when I was younger, when I was a kid, etc. Okay? Examples. I studied French when I was a child. He played the violins. He didn't play the piano. Did you play a musical instrument when you were a kid? She worked at the movie theater after school. They never went to school. They always skipped class. E. Past facts or generalizations. The simple past can also be used to describe past facts or generalization which are no longer true. This use of the simple past is quite similar to the expression used to. Example. She was shy as a child, but now she's very outgoing. He didn't like tomatoes before. Did you live in Texas when you were a kid? People paid much more to make cell phone call in the past. Next, the past continuous. How do we form the past continuous? Subject plus was or were plus verb plus ing. He was reading a book. Were you watching TV? They weren't having a pet. When do we use it? So A, to say that someone was in the middle of doing something at a certain time in the past. This time last year, I was living in Brazil. What were you doing at 10 last night? Here at specific time, we give a specific time, so we use past continuous. We also use it, it's often used with the past simple to say that something happened in the middle of something else. It's like when we're doing a longer action and it's interrupted by a shorter action, okay? Tom burnt his hand while he was cooking the dinner. So the longer action is cooking. He was cooking the dinner and then he burned his hand. So the longer action is in past continuous, was cooking, and the short action is in simple past. It was raining when I got up. While I was working in the garden, I hurt my back. But to say that one thing happened after another, we use the simple past. Yesterday evening, Tom was having a bath. When the phone rang, he got out to the bath and answered the phone. When I saw the dead man, I telephoned the police. So here we have two sentences. Let's compare them. When Tom arrived, we were having dinner. So we had already started dinner when Tom arrived. So we were eating dinner. Then Tom arrived. So we were doing this action. Okay? When Tom arrived, we had dinner. Here, Tom arrived and then we had dinner. He arrived first and then dinner was the second. But the first sentence, when we use past continuous, we were having dinner. We already started and then he joined us. He came and then we eat dinner together, okay? That's all for today, guys. I hope you understanding and everything is clear. See you in the next video, in the second part of English Sense. Take care and goodbye.